lecture number 9 in online lectures of series. Welcome to my class. We are learning Economic Standard 12th of Maharashtra Board, HEC Board. So far we have completed two lessons, that is Introduction to Micro and Macroeconomics as well as Utility Analysis. And currently we are learning lesson number 3A, that is Demand Analysis. Okay. Now see what we have learnt in our earlier lecture. See, we had started lesson number 3A, that is demand analysis, and we had covered types of demand, determinants of demand, law of demand, introduction and statement of the law of demand, which were given on page number 19 to 21. And what we are learning today, see, we are continuing with the same law of demand, okay, because I want to explain it to you. And we'll see its introduction, statement of the law, demand schedule and demand curve, and the explanation of the demand schedule and demand curve, which is given on page number 21 to 23. See, as per the press note which has been released, this syllabus has been considered as self-study, okay, which we have already crossed up. Today we are going to learn from page number 21, 22 and 23. Okay, now see what we are going to start with. See, the most important concept in economics, that is law of demand. See, to understand any concept, what is required to understand any law, especially of the any law or concept in economics? See, it can be studied in these 8 steps. Okay, you have to understand these 8 steps. First of all, you have to give the introduction of the law. The law must be introduced. Then the statement or definition of the law. See, what is meant by statement or definition? See, whoever has given the law, okay, whoever has found out the law, propagated law, in his words only you have to state it. That is statement or definition of the law. Okay, in introduction you can write in your own words also. Next is demand schedule. Okay, so whatever has been given in this law of demand, you have to show it in the numerical data in demand schedule, and that numerical data you have to represent in graph in demand curve, and then with the help of the demand curve and demand schedule you have to explain the law of demand. Then there are some assumptions to the law of demand, there are some exceptions also to the law of demand, and for some laws there can be criticisms also. Okay, there can be criticisms also, but here it is not included in your syllabus. Okay, now see, for understanding any concept you have to understand in these ways. Okay, now let's start with law of demand. See, what is law of demand? See, the law of demand was introduced by Professor Alfred Marshall in his famous book Principle of Economics, which was published in 1890. The law explains the functional relationship between price and commodity demanded. See, what is the basic or core concept of the law? The functional relationship. See, what is the important thing? The functional relationship between price and quantity demanded. Okay, this is the core thing or important thing. In which book he introduced it? He introduced it in his book of Principles of Economics. See, Principles of Economics, written by Alfred Marshall, which was published in 1890. Okay, he was a famous economist. Okay, from 1842 to 1924. Okay, see what he has written, the Principles of Economics. Okay, in the book, in his book of Principles of Economics, he has explained the law of demand. Now, what is this law of demand? Let's see. See what he has stated in that law of demand. According to Professor Alfred Marshall, other things being equal, okay, other things being equal, higher the price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded. See, higher is the price of the commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of a commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. In other words, other factors remaining constant, if the price of a commodity rises, then the demand for it falls, and when the price of a commodity falls, then the demand for the commodity rises. That's why there is an inverse relationship, okay, inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Now see, what does this mean? What is the statement? First of all, see, statement is the central idea or the core concept of anything, okay, any law. Then it is said that there are some assumptions. See, other thing remaining constant. What is meant by other thing remaining constant? See, if any law has to be proved, okay, if any law is to be considered as applicable, then what should be done? See, some assumptions or some considerations, that is, if some variables or some conditions are true and are remaining constant, okay, then only law of demand will stand true and will be applicable. So we have to assume something, you have to consider some things. That's why it is called as some factors remaining constant. You have to assume that some factors are remaining constant. Then what should be proved? If the price of the commodity rises, then the demand for it falls, and when the price of a commodity falls, demand for the commodity rises. So both the things are opposite to each other, inversely proportional to each other. So the relationship between them is inverse. Okay, price rises, then demand comes down, then price comes down, then the demand rises. Okay, so there is an inverse relationship between the two factors. Okay, now that we have to learn in detail in this lesson, in this topic. Now see what it states. See, law of demand. Okay, you have to prove it. See, what is the statement of the law? Symbolically, the functional relationship between demand and price is expressed as it is. Okay, what is meant by functional relationship? See, what we can say in simple, demand of any commodity is the function. See, demand of any commodity is the function of the price of the commodity of that specific commodity. See, demand for a specific commodity is a function of its price. Okay, see, what does this mean? See, and how it is written. What is meant by function? First of all, see, demand function is the mathematical formula that shows the relationship of price and quantity demanded. What is the relationship between the price and quantity? See, how price of the commodity affects its demand, right? If the rising and declining the price of the commodity affects its demand. So there is some relationship between them. That relationship is shown in a mathematical way, in a mathematical formula, that is called as demand function. Okay, now see, demand is dependent upon the price of that commodity. Okay, so there is a relationship between them. And which relation? Inverse relation is there between them. Now see, which way we can write it in the mathematical formula? Where, see, d of x is equal to function of p of x. Okay, d of x. What is this d? See, the demand, d is equal to demand for a commodity. See, the demand for a commodity, which commodity? X commodity. Commodity means product. Okay, see, the demand for the commodity X, okay, the demand for commodity X is what? It is the function of its price. Okay, see, what does this mean? The demand for any function depends on the price of that commodity. Okay, the demand for any commodity depends on the price of that commodity. That's why there is a relationship between them, and that relationship is the function. Okay, that is the functional relationship. What is Px? Px is the price of the commodity. X is what? That commodity or product. P for price, D for demand. So the demand for any commodity is equal to what? The function of price of that commodity. Okay, that is the mathematical relationship between them. See, and how it is? See, with the increase in the price, see, with the increase in the price, what happens? The demand decrease, right? See, this is the decrease in the demand. This is the downward slope. Okay, that we have to learn. See, the demand for any commodity depends on its price. That we have to learn. Now see, according to Professor Alfred Marshall, okay, what we have seen, the demand for a commodity is the function of the price of the commodity. Okay, now see how you can understand this with the realistic example. What you like most? See, what you like more? See, for example, if you like the Oreo's Dairy Milk Silk Cadbury. Okay, now if the price of a single Oreo Silk Cadbury is rupees 50. Okay, then how much of Cadbury's will you buy? See, you like the Cadbury's very much. See, Dairy Milk Silk Oreo is your most favorite Cadbury, right? So if the price of the commodity is rupees 50, then what you will do? You will buy only one Cadbury, right? You will tend to buy only one Dairy Milk Silk Oreo Cadbury. Okay, now if the price of the commodity becomes 40 rupees, okay, then what you will do? You will tend to buy two Cadburys, right? You will go for buying two Cadburys. If the price of that commodity, which is the commodity Dairy Milk Silk Oreo, decreases to 30 rupees, then what you will do? You will buy a pack of 3 Cadburys, right? You will buy a packet of 3 Cadburys. If it still declines, then you will get more happy, right? And you will think of buying 4 Cadburys. You will think of giving it as a birthday gift to someone, right? So what you will think? I will buy 4 Cadburys and then I will give to my special friend. Okay, so what you will do? If it still declines to rupees 20, you will tend to buy 4 Cadburys. Okay, if it is further declining to rupees 10, how glad you will be, right? You will be very happy. And if the price of Oreo Cadbury has gone down to rupees 10, right? Then what you will do? You will buy a pack of 5 Cadburys. Okay, and you will keep it with you. You will have that later on, today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, right? Why? Because the price has been declined. So what you did? See, with the declining of the price, with the decrease of the price, what did you do? You see here it is shown as the price is declining. Then what did you do? You demanded more and more commodities, right? What does this mean? With the decrease in the price, you purchase more commodity, or on the contrary, what we can say, with the increase in the price, you purchase lesser commodities, right? If the price was rupees 50, you will tend to buy only one Cadbury. See, this is the realistic example. You will understand it very easily. So why this is, who stated this and what has been stated? The law of demand states that all other things being equal, the quantity bought of a good or service is a function of its price. Okay, what is the function of a price? See, the quantity bought or goods or services. Quantity bought means the demand for a specific commodity is what? Is a function of its price. As long as nothing else changes, people will buy less of something when its price rises. Okay, and people will buy more of something when its price declines. They will buy more when its price falls. Agree? See, in book it is given with the help of demand schedule. See, to understand any concept, see, numerical, it is given in the numerical terminology. Okay, see, this is the numerical data. Okay, what is meant by schedule? Okay, see, the law of demand is explained with the help of following demand schedule and the diagram, that is the demand curve. Okay, what is the schedule? See, it is a numerical data showing the quantities of a good that a consumer is willing and able to buy at the prevailing prices in a given period of time. See, it is the numerical data which shows the quantities of a commodity which the consumer is willing and able. Why? What is meant by demand? It is backed by willingness and ability. Desire backed by willingness and ability. So demand, when it is effective demand, when the consumer is willing and able to buy that commodity with the prevailing prices in a given period of time. So this is this is called as the demand. Okay, and this is shown in the numerical data in the demand schedule. Now what it is shown over here? See, as I explained with the help of Cadbury's. See, as shown in table 3.3, when price of commodity exceeds rupees 50, the price of the commodity is rupees 50. Okay, then quantity demanded is 1. when price falls from 50 to rupees 40, quantity demanded rises. See, from 1 it became 2. Quantity demanded rises and becomes from 1 kg to 2 kgs. Similarly, at the price of rupees 30, quantity demanded is 3 kg. Okay, and when the price fall to rupees 20, and the quantity demanded becomes 4. When it still further continues declining of the price, the quantity demanded is 5 kgs. Okay, see, what does this mean? See, with the increase in the price, there is a decrease in the demand, quantity demand, and with the decrease in the price, see here which example has been shown, with the decrease in the price there is an increase in the demand. Okay, now see, this is the tabular data, that is demand schedule. Okay, thus as the price of a commodity falls from 50, 40, 30 to 20 to 10, as the price of commodity falls, quantity demanded rises, and when the price of the commodity rises, quantity demanded falls. This shows an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. See, inverse, increase in the price, decrease in the demand. Decrease in the price, increase in the demand. See, both the arrows are opposite to each other, running in opposite direction to each other. That's why it is called as inverse relationship. Inverse means, okay, both are not running in the same direction because there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. See, which can also be explained with the help of demand curve. Okay, what is demand curve? See, it is a graphical representation of demand schedule. Demand curve is a graphical representation of a demand schedule. Means what? The conversion of demand schedule into graph. Okay, now see, in figure 3.5, okay, this is figure 3.5, x-axis, which is x-axis? See, this is x-axis. Okay, this is x-axis. In figure 3.5, x-axis represents the demand for the commodity. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the numbers which are the demand for the commodity. And y-axis represents, this is the y-axis. Y-axis represents the price of the commodity. See, how the price is going is shown on the increasing rate. See, because it is center it is 0, 0. Okay, so starting with price 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 40 rupees and 50 rupees, and quantity demanded is shown on the x-axis with 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. See, and the commodity and y-axis represents the price of a commodity x. Okay, each point on the curve, see, there are some points on the curve. Each point on the curve refers to a specific quantity that will be demanded at a given price. See, for example, what is this? This is the intersection of the points, intersection of the both the data, right? See, each point on the curve reflects what? Specific quantity that will be demanded at a given price. For example, at the price of rupees 50, quantity demanded is 1. See, at a price of rupees 50, because prices are shown on the y-axis, quantity demanded is 1, which is shown on x-axis. So this is the intersection point. Okay, at the price of rupees 40, quantity demanded is 2. See, you have to refer this y-axis and quantity demanded on x-axis. Okay, with the falling price rupees 30, quantity demanded is 3. Okay, then if still it continues falling the price and the price becomes rupees 20, okay, then quantity demanded rises to 4. Okay, then at the lowest price of rupees 10, quantity demanded would be 50. Okay, so these are the points, intersection points, which specify the quantity that will be demanded at a given price. Okay, now see, this we can call as a D dash. Okay, D dash is the demand curve which slopes downward. See, this slope is downward sloping. Okay, this curve is downward sloping from left to right due to an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. See, this is left and this is right. See, this demand curve is sloping down from left to right. What it shows? It shows that there is a inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Means what? See, which states that this is the basic fundamental rule of law of demand. Okay, see, inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded is the law of demand. That is, when price changes, see, when the price changes, there is said to be a movement along the curve from point D to point D dash. See, when the price changes, right, the curve moves from point D to D dash. Okay, this was the point D dash. This is only explained in the law of demand. Okay. See, the law of demand states that all other things being equal or constant, the quantity bought of a good or service is a function of its price. Okay, as long as nothing else changes, people will buy less of something when its price rises. Okay, but they will buy more when its prices falls. We have understood it with the example of Cadbury. Then another example I would like to give you of movie tickets. Right? Everybody will agree with this. See, if the movie ticket is rupees for 100 only, it has been declined. Okay, the theater or the movie has declared that the price has been announced, that the price has been declined to rupees 100 only. Then what you will do? All of your friends, all of your classmates will think of going for the movie because the price has been declined to rupees 100. See, as the price declined to rupees 100, okay, earlier it was suppose 500 rupees per ticket. Now if it has been declined to rupees 100, then what will happen? 5 of your friends, okay, 5 of your friends will go for watching the movie. See, why? When the price declined, demand for the commodity or the service increased. It may be commodity or it may be service. Okay, if the price of the commodity would be higher, then what would happen? Okay, then only one person would have been gone, okay, from the family. Okay, see, with this we can understand the law of demand. Okay, see, the examples which I have already taught you with the example of onion. See, if the price of the onion is too high, then the consumer will think of purchasing it. Okay, and he will evaluate, he will analyze the price. Okay, then what he will think that I don't want to purchase the onions more. Okay, may it be the single consumer or may it be the all consumers. Okay, then what will happen? If the price rises, the demand will decline, and if the price declines, the demand will get high. Okay, see, and we can understand with this. See, what consumer thinks, how consumer understands or evaluates. See, he measures or evaluates, analyze. See, how many commodities I can buy with the given price. Okay, how many commodities I can buy with the given price. Okay, and if the price increases, then he can buy more commodities. Okay, see, he compares. Okay, he compares the different prices and how much of commodities can be bought in that much of price. So if the price declines, consumer will buy more commodities, and if the price increases, consumer will buy less commodities. But assuming that some variables are remaining constant. Okay, what did I say? If you want to prove the law of demand, okay, as per Alfred Marshall, some variables must be considered to be constant. Okay, they must not change. Okay, they should remain constant. That consideration is called as assumptions. Okay, if you want to prove some law, then you have to assume something. Okay, that we are going to learn in our next lesson, that is assumptions. See, what we are going to learn? Law of demand, which can be put along with some assumptions. Then there are some exceptions to the law of demand also, which are given on page number 21 to 23. And what I expect that you should solve. See, draw a demand curve from the following demand schedule. See, this the demand schedule has been given. The prices of apple per kg and quantity demanded in kgs. If the price of apple is rupees 40 per kg, then the quantity demanded will be 5. See, in this example the prices are increasing, okay, and the quantity demanded is decreasing, right? Prices are increasing, okay, and the quantity demanded is decreasing. In the earlier schedule, what we had seen, the prices was declining and the quantity demanded was inclining, okay. So with this schedule, with the numerical data, you have to plot a demand curve, means a graph, which is the graphical representation of this demand schedule, okay. Thank you. Stay online, study at home.